we talk a lot about independent media, and I want to thank you for your generosity. I can see Spirit-Filled really leading the way and encouraging everybody to do that. Independent media is so important at this moment in time because it is independent media that actually was calling out all the bogus stuff. You had a chorus of people saying the exact same thing over and over and over and over again on network TV and in the newspapers and in these, popular online sites, whether it be Huffington Post or whether it be Politico or any of these places, right? And it was a narrative that was dictated perhaps because of financial reasons, because we are now learning that everybody was somehow out there with their hand getting something from the Biden administration. And so as much as I would say to myself, why is everybody freaking out so much? Listen, Donald Trump's already been there for 4 years, and it's not like there were concentration camps, and yet they would threaten that there would be these, they're going to round you up. Listen to Debbie Dingell. I played you the sound back on CNN right before the election out of Michigan. She's like, they're going to round you up if you're Middle Eastern, this, that, and the other. So there was this level of hysteria that, we haven't seen before. And I felt like it was just independents, people like me over here, which we've grown and grown and grown thanks to you guys, right? We're up over 575,000 subs. I've been doing the show for almost 2 years every day now live. And it's because of, I think, just this organic growth, the stickiness of all of you that we've been able to grow. And it's not through some handout from the federal government. So it's important that we have this independent media. It's important that we have individuals that are willing to risk things. With that in mind, we're going to have to tackle this story that is just breaking right now. Perhaps we get into this a little bit more tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a story that just came out moments ago that I'm sort of blown away with, yet not entirely, because I've spoken a lot about the need, shall we say, the need for mainstream media to have a seat in this digital space. So this is what broke. Fox, Fox, that company I used to work for, is actually buying the company that sells the advertising for some key podcasts, including Megyn Kelly's podcast, Tucker Carlson's podcast, and actually Bill O'Reilly's podcast. So Red Seat Ventures sells the ads for their shows. And Fox is coming in and saying, okay, they're making a lot of money. Maybe we can sell those ads instead. So they're buying Red Seat Ventures. Tucker still owns his show. Megyn still owns her show. Bill O'Reilly still owns his show. But as I always say, the purse strings can have a lot of control. And Fox is thinking, hey, we can sell Jesse Waters and Fox News, I guess. And then, hey, might as well get a little action over here on the side with these podcasters that are rather similar, shall we say, to our Jesse Waters. And so there's a symbiotic relationship there. The only problem with that, I guess, is that at what point does Fox say, you know what? We really don't like that you're covering J6 so much, Tucker Carlson. We're getting all kinds of threats from advertisers. They're going to pull the Fox funding. So can you tone that down? Now, to his credit, Tucker would probably tell him to go to HELL and back, right? Game over. He's not going to participate in that. He'll say, no, I'm going to do this because I own my show and I'm going to continue to cover what I want to cover. But can't you just see that? Because Fox has a pool of money and they're going to tell Tucker, okay, well, we've sold 3 commercials into your show this week and we can pull those 3 commercials. Tucker hopefully has it in his contract that he can walk away from Red Seat Ventures, now owned by Fox, at any given point, should he not like how they're selling or not selling his show. But it shows you something, and I think this is fascinating and important to keep in mind, that the networks know. The networks know they missed out. The networks know that digital is the future. And if you really think about it, and we can get into this in greater depth tomorrow, you wonder how much Lachlan Murdoch, whose siblings don't agree with him politically speaking, is saying to himself, hey, hang on, maybe I need a little digital action over here on the side with some conservatives. And that's great, maybe. Or maybe it just puts us right back where we started, where corporate media has way too much sway, too much say. They'll say, oh, well, we own our programs. Okay, great. But you know what? You can't stay in business if you don't have the ads. And if the people controlling the ads are saying, we don't like this content this week, well, then maybe you'll just have to find another ad provider. So my recommendation to them is make sure you have, we call it a 90-day out. Make sure you have a 90-day out, just in case. Because it is important right now that all of those shows succeed with independent viewpoints that are not subjected to the likes of big corporate media. This is what makes it exciting, right? This is what makes it special. This is what makes this particular medium really, really great. And we love having you here. And I have someone that sells my ads too, and I better give one of these ads or I'm going to get I'm going to hear about it. Anyway, I love these guys. I'm good friends with them over at American Hartford Gold. I think Bill O'Relly does something with them too. Anyway, you can go to trishlovesgold.com today. trishlovesgold.com. You get up to $15,000 in free silver. Text my name, Trish, to 65532 for that special offer, up to $15,000 in free silver with American Hartford Gold. It's important to diversify your portfolio. You're going to hear that from me all day long, of course. I wanted to give another shout out to Damian Dalo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He writes, great show, class act. I so appreciate that. I so appreciate all of you guys and all your enthusiasm here. But I think we got to cover this story just a little bit more. I'm going to get into it in greater depth tomorrow because I am curious about how these podcasters stay independent. I mean, you look at Joe Rogan, right? He works for a big corporation, Spotify, but he still has that independent streak. And Spotify probably sells the ads, but he keeps his core uniquely him. And I think that that's going to be the challenge in this new environment, right? In this new environment where you have the Foxes of the world coming back in and saying, oh yeah, we like that, we like that, we like that. We'll sell them, we'll profit off of them. And then at what point does that profit turn into control? I, for one, do not appreciate any control. There's no control but that of Trish Regan right here on this show. It is good to have all of you guys. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, make a comment. Let me know what you think of the future of independent media right about now, and I'll be back here live again tomorrow.